Get ready to dive into a story that will transform your view on creativity and inspiration. Imagine a young artist, Luca, sitting on the floor of your room, surrounded by scattered drawings and stacks of art books. Lucas's eyes sparkled as he sketched another one of his fantastic characters. The door creaked, and Anna, his older sister, entered quietly, watching him with an affectionate smile. "You're always drawing, huh, Lucas?" Anna said as she approached and sat down next to him. Lucas looked up, surprised, but soon smiled back. "It's what I love to do the most. School is so boring sometimes. Art is what makes me feel alive." Anna laughed softly. "I know, but you need to find a balance. Dad just wants the best for you, even if he doesn't understand your passions." Lucas's smile faded a bit. "I know, but sometimes it feels like he doesn't listen to me. He only talks about engineering, as if it's the only important thing in the world." Their conversation was interrupted by their mother's call, summoning them for dinner. They stood up and headed to the kitchen, where the family was already gathered around the table. The aroma of homemade food filled the air, but the atmosphere was tense. John, Lucas's father, looked at his son with a serious expression. "So, Lucas, how were your grades this semester?" Lucas hesitated before responding, knowing that any answer could trigger a discussion. "They were good, Dad, but I wanted to talk about something important." John interrupted, his voice firm. "I hope you're thinking about your future. Engineering is a solid career, Lucas. You need stability." Lucas felt frustration rising within him. "But Dad, I don't want to be an engineer. I want to pursue art. It's what I love." The tension at the table increased, and the conversation quickly turned into a heated argument. John insisted on the importance of a stable career, while Lucas tried in vain to make his father understand his passion for art. The next day at school, Lucas found refuge among his friends. They were in the courtyard, laughing and talking. One of his friends, Peter, noticed Lucas's downcast look and asked, "Hey, what's wrong? You look worried." Lucas sighed, trying to put his frustration into words. "It's my dad. He doesn't understand. He wants me to study engineering, but I just want to draw. It's like he doesn't really see me." Peter put a hand on Lucas's shoulder. "Man, you can't let this get you down. You need to show him how important this is to you. Maybe he'll never understand, but you can't give up on your dreams because of it." Peter's words echoed in Lucas's mind. He knew he needed to take action, but he wasn't sure how. The pressure from his father and his desire to follow his passion created an internal conflict he needed to resolve. This event at school was the turning point for Lucas. He realized he needed to fight for what he truly wanted, even if it meant challenging his family's expectations. Determination began to grow within him, and he decided he would no longer hide. From that moment on, Lucas was ready to face the challenges that would come, in pursuit of his true dream. Lucas entered the living room of the house, late at night, trying to be as quiet as possible. The clock on the wall showed it was almost midnight. He didn't expect to find his father, John, sitting on the couch, arms crossed and with a stern look on his face. "Lucas, where have you been?" John's voice cut through the silence, filled with frustration and concern. Lucas took a deep breath, knowing it was pointless to lie. "I was with my friends, Dad. I needed some time to think." John stood up, anger visible in his eyes. "Think? Think about what? How to avoid your responsibilities? You know how important it is to focus on your studies, especially if you want to get into a good engineering school." The tension in the room was palpable. Lucas felt the weight of expectations on his shoulders, but also the need to be honest with his father. "Dad, I don't want to study engineering. I want to study arts. It's what I love. It's what makes me happy." John was silent for a moment, processing Lucas's words. The anger gave way to an expression of disappointment. "Arts? You think you can make a living from art? This isn't a hobby, Lucas. You need a stable career. Something that gives you security. Lucas felt his heart race, frustration overflowing. Dad, I don't want to spend my life doing something I don't love. I want to follow my dreams, even if it means taking risks. The argument continued for a few more minutes, but it seemed neither was willing to give in. Finally, Lucas went up to his room, feeling more confused and lost than ever. The next day, Lucas made a decision. He packed his bags and went to his grandmother's house, someone who had always supported him unconditionally. Upon arrival, he was greeted with a warm hug. "Lucas, my dear, what happened?" his grandmother asked, noticing the worried expression on her grandson's face. Lucas sighed, feeling relieved to be in a place where he could be himself. "I couldn't take it anymore, Grandma. Dad doesn't understand how important art is to me. He wants me to study engineering, but that's not what I want." Lucas's grandmother smiled, a smile full of understanding and affection. "I always knew you had a special talent, Lucas, and I know that following your dreams is the right thing to do, even if it's hard." They sat in the kitchen, and Lucas began to talk about his passions and dreams, feeling lighter with each word. His grandmother listened attentively, offering advice and support. "You have to follow your heart, Lucas. Life is too short not to do what we love, and I will always be here to support you, no matter what happens." His grandmother's words gave Lucas the strength he needed. He knew the journey ahead would be full of challenges and obstacles, but he also knew he wasn't alone. With his grandmother's support, he was more determined than ever to fight for his dreams and prove that his passion for art could take him far. Lucas was sitting on a wooden bench in the local art studio, watching the precise brush strokes of a veteran artist. The familiar smell of fresh paint and the sight of blank canvases ready to be filled with creativity filled the environment with an inspiring energy. He felt like he was finally in the right place. Suddenly, a man with gray hair and a keen look approached. It was Michael, a renowned artist in the city, known for his expressive works and his ability to capture the essence of the human soul in his paintings. "You must be Lucas," Michael said with a welcoming smile. "I've heard about you. It seems you have a special talent for art." Lucas, a bit surprised, responded shyly, "Yes, that's me. I love drawing and painting, but I'm still trying to find my way." Michael nodded, as if he understood exactly what Lucas was going through. "You know, Lucas, art is more than just a skill. It's a way of expressing who we are, of telling our stories to the world, and sometimes following that passion can be a challenge, especially when the people around us don't understand." Lucas felt a lump in his throat, remembering the arguments with his father. "My dad wants me to pursue engineering. He thinks art isn't a real career." Michael placed a comforting hand on Lucas's shoulder. "I faced that too when I was young. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, but I knew medicine wasn't for me. I needed to follow my heart, even if it meant defying their expectations." Lucas looked at Michael, admiring his courage. "How did you do it? How did you make your parents understand?" Michael smiled, a smile full of memories. "It wasn't easy. There were many arguments and moments of doubt, but I kept going because I knew art was my path. And eventually they saw how happy and fulfilled I was. They realized that true security lies in doing what we love." Michael's words resonated deeply with Lucas. He felt a new wave of determination growing within him. "I want to be like you, Michael. I want to follow my passion no matter what." Michael patted Lucas on the back, encouraging him. "You have talent, Lucas. And more importantly, you have passion. Keep developing your skills. Don't give up. Life is too short not to do what we love." The conversation with Michael was a turning point for Lucas. He knew the road ahead would be full of challenges, but he also knew he was ready to face them. With a mentor by his side and the support of his grandmother, Lucas was more determined than ever to pursue his passion for art and prove that with dedication and courage, he could achieve his dreams. The local art gallery was full of light and life. The walls were adorned with Lucas's vibrant and detailed works, each telling a unique and personal story. Visitors of all ages circulated through the space, admiring the paintings and photographs on display. Lucas, nervous but excited, watched everything with a mix of anxiety and pride. "Are you the artist of these incredible works?" a woman asked, approaching Lucas with a smile. Lucas nodded, a bit shy. "Yes, that's me. I hope you're enjoying them." "Enjoying? I'm amazed. Your paintings have so much emotion, so much life. You truly have a gift," she praised. Lucas felt his heart warm with her words. Throughout the night, he talked with various visitors, receiving compliments and positive feedback. Every word of encouragement was a step towards validating his choice to pursue an artistic career. For the first time, he felt truly valued and understood. Meanwhile, at a local bar, John was sitting in a corner with a beer in hand. He seemed lost in thought, reflecting on the recent arguments with his son. An old friend, Charles, approached and sat down next to him. "Hey, John, you look worried," Charles said, noticing his friend's troubled expression. John sighed deeply. "It's Lucas. He wants to pursue art, but I always dreamed he'd be an engineer. I can't understand his passion." Charles took a sip of his drink before responding. "You know, John, I also had problems with my son when he decided to pursue music. It was hard to accept at first, but then I realized the most important thing is their happiness. Maybe you should reconsider your approach." John looked at Charles, thoughtful. "But what about stability? What about his future?" Charles smiled. "Stability isn't just in a career, but in personal happiness and fulfillment. If Lucas loves art, he'll find a way to make it work. Maybe you should try to understand his passion better." Charles's words stayed in John's mind as he returned home. He knew he needed to find a way to reconnect with his son. Days later, Anna organized a dinner at home, hoping to ease the tension between Lucas and John. The table was set with care, and the family gathered, trying to keep calm despite the tense atmosphere. "So, Lucas, how was the exhibition?" Anna asked, trying to start a friendly conversation. Lucas smiled, remembering the special night. "It was amazing, Anna. I received a lot of compliments and felt truly valued." John, who had been silent until then, looked at Lucas. "I heard your works were very well received. I'm happy for you." Lucas was surprised by his father's words. "Thank you, Dad. That means a lot to me." The tension in the room eased a bit, and Lucas took the opportunity to speak from the heart. "Dad, I know you worry about me and want the best for my future, but art is what I love. I need to follow my heart, even if it means taking some risks." John took a deep breath, feeling the weight of expectations and concerns. "Lucas, I just want you to have a safe and stable life, but maybe I've been too rigid. I need to learn to trust you and your judgment." Lucas felt a wave of relief and emotion. "I promise I'll work hard, Dad. I'll do everything I can to succeed in my artistic career." The sincere conversation brought a new understanding between them. Although there were still challenges ahead, father and son were willing to rebuild their relationship based on mutual respect and understanding of each other's passions and dreams. The reconciliation was an important step for the family, and everyone knew that together they could face any obstacle. The sun shone high in the sky as Lucas and John walked together to the community art project. The place was full of life, with children and adults working on colorful murals and creative sculptures. It was a vibrant environment that perfectly combined Lucas's passions and John's desire for a safe and productive future. "Good morning, everyone," Lucas greeted the participants with a smile. John, still a bit hesitant, followed his son, observing closely. "Shall we start?" Lucas asked, picking up a brush and handing another to John. John accepted the brush, feeling a bit out of his comfort zone, but determined to support his son. "Sure, let's go." As they worked side by side, Lucas explained the techniques and the importance of art in the community. John, in turn, shared his engineering skills to help create safe and functional structures for the artworks. Gradually, they began to appreciate each other's skills, learning to collaborate harmoniously. "Dad, see how this structure can better support the weight of the sculpture if we make a few adjustments," Lucas said, pointing to one of the pieces. John smiled, impressed with Lucas's knowledge. "You're right, son. Let's do it together." The collaboration on the community art project strengthened the bond between Lucas and John, allowing them to see the value in each other's skills and passions. A few months later, Lucas was in a big city, preparing for his most important exhibition yet. The art gallery was full of light and anticipation. Anna and John were by his side, offering support and encouragement. "We're so proud of you, Lucas," said Anna, holding her brother's hand. John, with a sincere smile, added, "You've worked hard to get here. I'm sure it will be a great success." Lucas looked at the two of them, emotional. "Thank you. I couldn't have done it without your support." The exhibition was a resounding success, with visitors admiring Lucas's works and praising his creativity and talent. John watched with pride, finally understanding his son's passion and feeling grateful for having learned to appreciate it. Back at the family home, everyone was gathered around the table, reflecting on the changes and growth they had experienced over the past few months. The atmosphere was one of peace and joy, with laughter and lively conversations. "Who would have thought we'd all be here so happy and united?" Anna commented, looking at her parents and brother. John, with a serene smile, replied, "Life has taught us a lot. I've learned that it's important to support our children's dreams, even if they're different from ours. Their happiness is what truly matters." Lucas, emotional, added, "And I've learned that with dedication and support, we can achieve our dreams and still keep the family united." Lucas's grandmother, who was sitting next to him, smiled and said, "Life is a balance. We need to learn to value each other's passions and skills, and that makes us stronger as a family." The family continued to talk, reflecting on the importance of balance in raising children and the evolution of family relationships. They knew that together they could face any challenge, always supporting and valuing each other. And so, with renewed understanding and love, Lucas's family moved forward, ready to face the future with confidence and unity.